Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to show you one of my favorite tools that I have built. It's called MagicLine. If you trade trends or if you like to hunt divergence, this indicator was designed exactly for you. Let me explain the idea behind it. For a long time, I have had two popular tools, MultiStoch, which is great for reading the trend, and MultiMACD, which is great for spotting divergence. A lot of traders use them together. So I asked myself, what if I could combine the best of both into one tool? Take the trend reading power of multi-stock and the divergence intelligence of multi-MACD and put them in a single window, but cleaner and with less lag. That's exactly what MagicLine is. In this video, I'll do three things. First, I'll walk through all the settings. Then for each feature, I'll open a real chart, show you exactly which settings are active, and explain the point. And at the end, I'll show you the two strategies I personally use. So let's get into it. Let me open the indicator settings. These are the default values. I'll go through them group by group, and later on each example, I'll come back and show you what's turned on for that chart. At the top is the indicator name, just a label for the window. The most important setting is line type. Three engines, long, fast, and slow. Each calculates differently and has its own period. By default, long is 5, fast is 9, and slow is 72. Whichever engine you pick, its name appears right in the indicator window. Below that, interpolate in MTF mode smooths the lines on higher time frames, on by default. At the line part, we can enable L1 to L6, up to 6 lines, each tied to a higher time frame. You turn them on and off here, or with the buttons on the chart. And here's the key. On those buttons, orange means the line is on and green means it's off. So when you look at the chart, just check which buttons are orange to know which time frame are active. At divergence part, we have divergence type, regular, hidden, or off. Regular spot reversals, hidden spot continuation, and the mode is added to the name, RD for regular, HD for hidden. Number of candles, set how far back it scans, 2000 by default. Increase divergence range, reaches further peaks and valleys. Display lines show divergence lines in the window, on the chart, or both. Each line has its own fixed divergence color, so the color tells you the time frame. L1 light gray, L2 green, L3 red, L4 aqua, L5 Dodger blue, and L6 midnight blue. You can also set line style and width. At alerts part, we have three independent alerts. Alert on overbought or oversold brick, alert on center brick, and alert on divergence, each on or off separately. Delivery can be pop-up, sound, email, or push notification. There's also a signal candle shift 0 or 1 for the current or closed candle, and a sound file name for a custom sound. At the graphic part, you set the zone levels overbought at the 0.7, center at the 0, oversold at minus 0.7. And the section colors, you can show or hide the window, show the buttons, and set their X and Y position. That's the default panel. Now let me show you all of these on real charts, and each time I'll open the settings first so you see exactly what's active. Alright, let's see magic on real charts. I'll group these by the point they make, so we move quickly. The first thing to know is that MagicLine has three engines, and each one behaves differently. This is a slow. You can see it in a window name. Let me open the setting for a second. Line type is a slow, and on button L1 through L4 are enabled. So you can see orange button, orange means active. At the divergence part, we have selected regular divergence, and so on. Now look how smooth these lines are. The least noise of all three. Slow is for reading the big, long-term trend without getting shaken out. This is long, and honestly, the one I use the most. Same idea as a slow, but it reacts a little faster. Here only L1 is active, so you get one clean line. It's my favorite balance between a smooth and responsive. And this is fast, the quickest of the three. See how much sharper and jumpier it is. That's the engine for scalping and fast intraday moves. So one indicator, three personalities, slow, long, fast. Pick the one that fits your style. Multi-time frame and divergence drawn right on the price. Now the two features that really makes this tool. Every active line is tied to a different higher time frame. Hover any line and it tells you which. And notice the divergence. Here come in different colors. That's on purpose. Each time frame has a fixed color, gray, green, red, aqua, and so on. So the color instantly tells you which time frame it came from. And here's my favorite part. MagicLine draws the divergence directly on the price, right on the candle, not just inside the window. You don't have to match highs and lows by eye. The tool connects them for you in the matching color. Here's a clean single example of that. One divergence drawn on the chart and in the window at the same time, simple and clear. The last thing to know, divergence comes in two types, and the most shows up in the window name as RD or HD. RD regular divergence points to possible reversals. HD hidden divergence point to trend continuation. Same tool, you just switch the type in setting. Keep that in mind because the strategies coming up use both. One important point, quick but important. MagicLine is a confirmation tool. It doesn't give you an entry, a take profit, or a stop loss. It adds a strong layer of confirmation to a trend strategy you already trust. That's where it shines. Strategy number one is divergence stacking. The idea is several divergences, all regular or all hidden, from different time frames, all pointing to the same area. When they stack, that's a strong high conviction signal. This is example 1. In this chart, let me open the setting at first. Line type is long, divergence type is hidden or HD. On the lines part, L2, L3, and L4 are enabled, 3 active time frames. Now look at the chart. You can see 3 hidden divergences here. Green from L2, red from L3, aqua from L4, and they all converge on the same zone. That's 3TF, 3 divergence stacking. Each color is a different time frame agreeing at the same spot. The more that is stack, the stronger the setup. And this is example 2. Let me open the settings. This time line type is long, divergence type is regular or RD. Again, L2, L3, and L4 are enabled. 3 active lines actually. Same pattern, different flavor. 3 regular divergences from different time frames in green, red, and aqua, all stacking onto the same area. This is the shape you want to train your eye to see. Strategy number 2 is RD and HD Confluence. This one's even stronger. We run 2 copies of the indicator, one hidden, one regular, and look for them to agree. This is example 1. In this chart again, let me open the settings at the first on both windows. The top window is MagicLine HD long, the A instance, the hidden divergence with enabled L3 and L4. The bottom window is MagicLine RD long, the B instance, the regular divergence with enabled L1 and L2. And here's the logic. The hidden divergence up top comes from the higher time frame and tells me the trend want to continue. The regular divergence down below comes for lower time frame and gives me my timing. When both point the same way at the same turn, that's a powerful signal all on its own. And this is example 2. Same setup, again top window HD line instance A, bottom window RD line instance B with L1 and L2 orange or enable. And you can see it again here, the divergence, the hidden divergence on top lines up with the regular divergence below right at the turn. The agreement between the two windows is exactly the confluence I'm hunting for. Tied together, and on top of all of this, use overbought and oversold zones, that's 0.7 area, to judge how strong the trend is and confirm your divergence is valid. The more that lines up, the stacked divergences, the RD and HD agreement, the trend strength, the more reliable your rate. So that's MagicLine, trend and divergence across multiple time frames in one clean tool. My honest advice, download the demo, load it on your own charts, and test it with your own strategy. Try the three engines, the divergence stacking and the RD plus HD combination. See how it fits the way you trade before you decide. If this was helpful, give it a like, it really helps, and subscribe for more tools and strategies. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.